It's very early on the morning of the 26th of February, Tuesday, here in Thailand. So this is the DAX chart, which I've found confusing as well, you know. 200-week moving average and the necklines of the head and shoulders. It looks like we've broken above it, and I didn't think we would. I thought initially that this inverse head and shoulders pattern was important. When we broke above it, I got bullish. Then when we failed here, I wasn't so sure on Friday. Anyway, we now seem to be through it. We seem to be through it. So this should be positive. We're through the trend line. We're also through a trend line which goes back to, hang on, let me just show you. There we go. Goes back through to June. So it is significant that we've broken above this trend line and the moving average on the weekly chart. We can't deny what the chart is telling us, and that is that the price should go higher. S&P, after an advance like this, pretty much 9 weeks of straight gains and big gains. Look, these weekly candles are big blue candles. Anyway, we seem to be breaking above this trend line. Well, we have clearly broken above it. Trend line is around 2800, 2790, so we're holding it as I speak. And we're more clearly on the daily chart, we're through that trend line. So again, you can't argue with the charts. This negative candle has now been made irrelevant with the break higher. It doesn't matter that we're massively overbought. Doesn't matter that we've had, I think the best start to a year ever, or whatever, something like that. Yeah, it looks positive. I find it hard to believe after such strong gains that we're going to keep going at this pace, but you can't argue with the chart. The Dow Jones didn't have any particular resistance anyway, and as you can see from the weekly chart, we're continuing to power up. We're now through this peak at 26,088. Where have we been up to? 26,238. So we must have got very close to this peak. Yeah, we're very, very close to 26,268. So that's the next level to beat, and there's no reason why we can't do that. Looking at the daily chart, obviously we're pushing higher. We've negated this negative candle here now with the push higher. We're testing the upper boundaries of the Bollinger Bands, but that doesn't matter because that will just keep rising anyway. So this looks good. Markets are just completely ignoring the overbought situation, have been for a while. And the Nasdaq, which had fooled me by holding this 200 day moving average for so many days, with all these dojis which show indecision and potentially the end of the bull run, then the negative candle, just really thought that on Thursday thought that was it. That in overbought conditions, these were the signs that we would be looking for the market to turn. But Friday we headed higher and we pushed higher again yesterday, all on this China trade deal speculation. So yeah, as I say, you can't argue with the charts. This looks positive for the US stock markets right now. Hopefully you did put the oil short on though. This worked really, really well. Yesterday we collapsed over nearly 250 points ticks by the looks of it. So Trump didn't help me much with the trade talks on the stock markets, but he certainly helped me with the oil price. So I'm hoping you got on that trade. It still looks negative. There's no reason why we can't continue lower. We've got the middle of the Bollinger Band at 54.50, 54.40. Then we've got the lower trend line down here at 53.30, 53.20, which should hold it if we get that far. Okay, gold. Gold's come off a little bit. You'd have had to have sold it up at the high yesterday, but I think this will continue low. We still have this 3-day negative evening star, is it? Pattern. You know all the reasons behind me thinking that this is going to go lower. Holding below the 500 week moving average, as it appears that we are. Get rid of that window, and we have trend line up there. So anyway, there's no point in going over it again, but I do think that gold will go lower, and I do think silver will too. Quick reminder of the silver chart. Nice double top. Even the weekly candles have long upper wicks at the 100 week moving average and the, what's that? Call it an 18-month trend line. So good reason to be short silver. And you can see it on the daily chart as well. The double top at the trend line. So I think we go lower. I'm short and holding shorts in both gold and silver. Obviously, I got stopped out of my shorts in the stock market, so I'm going to sit and wait for the next signal.